Alright, so I have got a replay here for you of a game that I played live on Twitch on, I think it was Saturday that I played this game. So it's a little bit, I forget a little bit of what may have happened here, so I guess we're going to learn as we go. But this is a game that I played live on Twitch, which, by the way, I do stream on Fridays and Saturdays, if you didn't already know, if you don't watch my community posts. Right there, all I'm doing is looking at my build viewer mod and seeing what kind of dented shit my team is running. Don't worry about that, but this game I played live on Twitch, which at the time of recording, the VOD is still up. It still has, I think, another about week and a half before it expires. So if you want to go watch it live, you can. Link will be in the description, assuming I remember to, of course, which I might not because I'm a fucking dumbass. And Stewie's over here being his usual annoying little self. Wants to fucking roll all over the keyboard in the middle of the recording. And I could literally, like, he's literally just been over there on his cat tree the entire time, like the past hour. But as soon as I lower my microphone and I like start hitting the record button and start talking, that is when his little ass wants to come over here and demand for attention. Not the past hour when he was just over there chilling. But anyway, I guess we're gonna be dealing with Stewie. So first things first, I've rambled on enough. Looking at the matchmaking, no carriers, always nice. There is a U-4501 to piss me off. Only 3 battleships to farm, which is fine. Annapolis radar. Napoli's going to be super annoying to deal with. Dalarna, Shima, Sherman, and Kitakazi for destroyers. Of which the Shimakaze, the Kitakaze, and possibly the Dalarna are the what or what I'm looking at as potentially being my biggest threats to myself, as well as the submarine, and everything else I don't really care that much about. So looking at this right here, the main thing that most of these ships have in common is none of them want to pick a straight up gunfight with me. A Mogador with its reload booster will shred even a Sherman and a Dalarna. Partly due to its reload booster, obviously, but also its French saturation makes it a very dangerous opponent to pick a straight-up gunfight with. So this is a very aggressive position, which honestly I would not recommend that you, who are maybe watching this, wanting to learn the French destroyers. This is an extremely aggressive position that I do not recommend typically that you would do. But the main reason I did this is because not just the Kitakaze was spotted facing out, but even before the Kitakaze was spotted, this Annapolis, the very first thing he did as soon as he was spotted was turn out and get into a kiteaway position. And what that told me is that this side is most likely going to be fine. They are not really going to be pushing this hard on this side. Pretty much all the ships they have over here are kiting away. The Iwami is already going, kind of taking that path there. The Annapolis and Slava are on the CB line, and the Annapolis is in a kiteaway position. I am not worried about a falling anytime soon. I would, if I were not me, I would not have been as aggressive as I was because there are still 4 destroyers to threaten you, either with spotting or with firepower in the case of the Dalarna and the Kitakaze. The Sherman as well, but nobody really cares about those. So that is something to keep in mind. Do as I say, not as I do, I guess. I was very confident in myself that I could pick that fight if I need to, or get away if I needed to. So that is really the main reason why I did that. Like I said, I do not recommend or condone most players doing what I did. So keep that in mind. You can do it. You can be very aggressive if you want to be, depending on the matchmaking and the map and the and what ships are where. But by and large, I know I keep saying this, but that was a stupidly aggressive move by me that I typically would not recommend most players trying to do. Yes, Stewie. Right here, our Shimakaze is being hydroed, and I know that that's hydro because there's nothing else over there that could spot him. The Awami, the Dalarna are either out of line of sight or out of detection range. So I knew it was the Sherman. And I didn't talk about this a lot, but as soon as, because I was busy running my mouth, but as soon as A was safe, I talked about these guys being in kite-away positions, and I'm not worried at all about A falling. As soon as I saw that A was safe, and I saw they had pretty much all of their destroyers over here, I immediately make the decision that I'm going to rotate over to the other side of the map. And also, if you hear rain, it's also decided to start raining outside. So, you know, that's always fun. But right now, I immediately make the decision that I'm going to rotate over towards the other side because I am obviously a Mogador. I am the single fastest ship on my team. Well, actually, the single fastest ship in this entire game, in particular as well. So, that is the big advantage of these French destroyers is their speed and that ability to make these kinds of quick rotations. And I kind of want to try and demonstrate that a little bit. They are also very good anti-destroyer ships when the situation allows for it. Right here, that Sherman was going behind the island, and it was going to be a very difficult shot to pull off, because that is one downside of having the flatter shell arcs, is that it's a lot harder to arc your shells over islands and the like. So I wasn't able to give as much lead on that Sherman as I wanted to. Still got him pretty low, but it's unfortunate we didn't kill him. And I am being hard spotted by the Dalarna. If C wasn't flipping anyway, I was just being hard lit in my own surface detection anyway. And that is a Kitakaze in the smoke over there, and we know that because those are 4 sets of 2 shells per turret. You can see there's 2 forward, 2 aft turrets. So that is the Kitakaze. And I know I'm kind of like being all over the place a little bit. I am trying to remember the details of this game as it happens. So bear with me here. Our team is kind of like killing themselves. All 3 of our other destroyers have already killed themselves, by the way. So, and they still have all of theirs. So I'm definitely going to have my work cut out for me. What I really want to do is I want to kill that Dalarna. So what I'm looking at right now is I want to try and possibly run over towards here, right in this little area here, and hope that I can somehow catch out the Dalarna. And the reason I want to go over there is so that this Kitakaze is not going to be able to support him. But I do end up getting detected again. But it is what it is. Yes, Stewie. And the Dalarna's going behind the island, so I'm not going to burn a reload booster on him. But I don't remember if I'm going to burn a reload for the Kita. No, I don't think so. Because he's super low health and I don't need to. Yep, there he goes. And right here, I'm hoping that our team is going to be able to finish off that Andalusia. And I'm right now in my head, what I'm thinking is that Andalusia is low enough. He should die to the Edgar or the Salem, but he does unfortunately manage to go dark, so it is going to be on me to spot him. And my goal is really more to spot him than to shoot him. I don't need to open fire on him. He is such low health that either of our cruisers should be able to kill him. But spoiler alert, he's going to ram his head into the island there, and I don't think that Edgar and the Salem are going to be able to clear the island. So I am going to be forced to open up on him here. I'm hoping that one salvo will be able to kill him, but I don't think it's going to be. No, it's not, because I get 3 torpedo protection hits. You'll love to see it. And the Andalusia actually decides to use his funny button with HE on the Edgar, which I can't say is a great move, considering the Edgar is a Minotaur-like hull. AP probably would have just straight up deleted him, but, you know, sucks to be him, I guess. But the Edgar does end up going down to the GK, but not before torpedoing out the Napoli, which is a very big kill because that Napoli was really the biggest individual threat to me. The Dalarna, the Shima, and the Sherman I can deal with if I need to. Well, the Sherman I'm not going to because he's fucking off over there and griefing the rune. But the Sherman's low enough that our rune should be able to kill him very easily. There's a Dalarna and a Shima that I can beat in a gunfight, but the issue is going to be spotting. And this is the big weakness of the French destroyers, is that they are at a very... I couldn't decide whether I wanted to say substantial or significant there, but they are at a very sizable concealment disadvantage, and the Shima does end up torping out the Salem, which is unfortunate, but it currently is not the end of the world because we do have points on them. I actually don't remember if we do or not. I don't know if this is the accurate number or not. This actually we might be seeing the replay bug where the points are flipped. I actually take that with a grain of salt. We might not be ahead here. I actually don't think we are, if memory serves, because I think we're going to... I'm at this point on the live stream, I was talking about how we're going to have to try and get a pick on one of these destroyers or protect C, or both. The rune still has not killed the Sherman, which, to be fair, the Sherman is pretty much just hiding away at this point because he's such low health that the rune's going to kill him probably with his secondaries. But right now, all I'm doing is I'm guarding C from these destroyers. It is my primary goal. I am detected right here, and that Shima does, unfortunately, int into detection range, which I'm honestly really surprised by. I do pop a reload booster right there, and I did that for a very specific reason, and that is to guarantee the kill. That, as soon as that first salvo didn't kill and I saw him smoking up, that immediately told me that I need to hit my reload booster and I cannot let this guy get away. And the reason for that is because the Shima is a very significant threat. Dealing with this GK is going to be very challenging for me because he still has a lot of health left. It would take me a while to spam him down with HE if I don't hit torpedoes, but I'm not going to be able to get close enough to hit torpedoes if the Shima is going to be screening me from the GK. So the threat of that Shima and capping C, even though if I did let him get away there, even though I'm pretty confident that I would have been able to stop him from capping C, he's just going to rotate. He's just going to go around C, and he's going to go and back cap A. And then we'll be on a triple cap, which is not the position you want to be in. So at this point in the game, ships are so tight score-wise. It's literally a 3v3. I cannot afford to let that Shima get away, so I was willing to burn a reload booster to kill it. And that is a big thing about the French destroyers, the tech line in particular, is reload booster management. A lot of people will burn their reload booster as soon as they see a battleship burn a DCP, which, to be completely fair, does make sense. You see the DCP go off and you hit your reload booster to try and get them back on fire again. It makes sense, but that means that you're not going to have it for those types of quick destroyer engagements that you have to guarantee a kill. So right now I am stalking the GK here. I do stray into detection range, but I am okay with it because I'm able to break line of sight pretty easily with this island, and I wanted to make sure that this GK was going to be in torpedo range, because if I tried to avoid detection right there, if this GK turned very slightly out, those torpedoes wouldn't have had range. So I was willing to get detected there. I had the health that I could afford to trade a little bit of health for the making sure I get these torpedoes off, which that does hit the GK. By the way, while all this was going on, our fucking Kremlin got drive-by'd by a Slavas, and now he's bitching in chat about it. If you were paying attention there, so you know, bot Kremlin. So yeah, whatever. Reporting, that sort of thing. You'll love to see it. So right now, this GK, we know just 8 torpedoes. So I want to get him dead. Because if this guy, it dies, when the Dalarna was last spotted, like 3.5 minutes ago, he was fairly low. He might have gotten heals back up since then, but even if he did, at this late stage in the game, he probably only had 1, if any, heals left. So he's not going to have too much health left, even if he did heal up a little bit. But right now, this is another situation where I literally just talked about not burning your reload booster on nothing, and here I am doing it on this GK as soon as the DCP goes down. And the problem right now is, if I were to check the Dalarna, I would not have my reload booster, but that Dalarna, like I just said, is low enough health that even without it, it would only take me 1 or 2 salvos to kill that Dalarna. And I also have about a third of my health and French saturation on my side, which, by the way, is a completely fair mechanic. So right now, really all I have to do is, in my mind, is I have to kill this Dalarna. I do think that the scores are actually accurate right now. Hold on. No, I actually think they're flipped. Yeah, I think they are flipped, actually. So right now, what I'm expecting is I'm going to have to kill this Dalarna, because we are on a triple cap. Our Yamato's off in fucking Narnia. Our Baleo, I'm not expecting is going to be able to get into B in time for it to make a difference, because there is only 2 minutes left in the game. But right now, what my goal is I have to cap C. Like, that is not up for debate. I cannot leave this cap until it's flipped. Even though, in my head, I'm thinking we have to find and kill this Dalarna. I'm not going to be able to do that if we're going to lose on points, which is something that's going to happen even faster if I leave the cap. So, right now, I'm just going to cap C, and I'm going to hope that between C and B being flipped for our team, that will be enough with the minuscule amount of time left in the game to win this game. But I'm not expecting it to be. So I am getting ready to, as soon as C gets flipped, I'm getting ready to immediately haul ass towards the direction of that Dalarna we was last seen, which in retrospect, it would have been better for me to go around this way, because most likely that Dalarna would go out and around like that, but he could just as easily go out and around like that. So it really is just a coin toss. So I am going to push in through the middle where he was last spotted about a minute ago, because I figure that's my best chance of running him down. But as soon as B gets flipped, our little score timer mod does actually flip, and we do have enough time and caps to make up the points difference. So as soon as I see that, I'm like, okay, we have the caps and we will have the points. All I have to do is stop this Delarna from backcapping C. Although once we do get the points lead on them, even if this Delarna steps into C, we'd have won. Because we would still have 2 caps to their 1 and a points lead. So we just won the game a few seconds ago. The only way we wouldn't have is if someone died, but Delarna is not doing that. He fucked off up here, and we know that because RPF dropped off of me. So, a little bit of a chaotic replay. I know I was a little bit all over the place. Of course, the fucking submarine plays top because he's a submarine. He gets fucking boosted base XP because people are trash at playing them. But that's a rant for a different day. The big reason that I wanted to show you this replay was just playing for cap control and just really playing the French destroyers not as brainless fucking damage farmers at 15 kilometers. The biggest strength of the French destroyers, and I go over this all of the time, the biggest strength of the French destroyers is their speed, and above that, their ability to pick very quick gunfights with enemy destroyers and basically just wreck them with their reload booster, their French saturation, their speed to be able to get into ambush positions before anybody else. They also have amazing YOLO torpedoes for island-bound targets, at least on the Kleber line. You're not going to kill full health Kremlins or anything like that, at least not with only one side, but you do obviously have torpedoes on both sides with very good firing angles, very fast, very quick reloading. These destroyers are fast assassins. They are not long-range damage farmers, and if you try and play them as one of those brain-dead monkeys at like 15 kilometers, you're actively wasting the game-winning strength of these ships. Not to say that you can't do that when the situation calls for it. Either your team might be substantially winning and you just want to farm a little extra damage before you zero them out or something, or maybe there's just a target that's pushing in that needs to be put down as fast as possible. You can get your farm on something like that as well. It is a little bit situational. I don't want to say never do it, because there are situations where you will have to, or you just want to because you want damage before the game ends or something, but by and large, the biggest strength of these French destroyers is their speed and their ability to rotate all around the map, defend caps, play for picks on enemy destroyers, run down isolated destroyers. You could also blind shoot some destroyers out of their smoke, like you saw with the Sherman for a few salvos there. There's just a lot that the French destroyers have going for them that I just wanted to show you in this video. So that, I think, is going to be enough for today. I don't know if you can hear that rain on the roof right now. If you can't, then NVIDIA Broadcast is doing a good job. If not, then Broadcast fucking sucks. But anyway, yes, Stewie. Anyway, that is going to be enough for today. I hope you've enjoyed this replay and you've learned something from it. If you do want to watch this game live as it happened, I will include a link to my Twitch in the description. You can go check out the VOD. It's still going to be up for about another week and a half at the time of recording. And like I said earlier, I do stream 2 days a week, Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard, if you want to go hang out with me while I'm live. But other than that, I think is going to wrap up this video, so I will see you tomorrow.